Hi everybody, this is Relentless James, and welcome to the Kast. It's spelled with a K, not a C, because some bastard took the C. I'm joined here with Dom. How you doing, Dom?
I'm all right.
You're all right? Are you dying over there?
I'm a little sick, coming off a cold,
Yeah.
but I'm
Yeah, coughing a little bit.
I'm doing all right. I'm here.
Yeah. Well, hello everyone. This Kast show is more or less about us.
This is episode 1. I don't know if anyone.
Well,
Episode 1. We don't know what we're doing.
they can read the description. There's gonna be 7.
Maybe there's no description. We don't know.
What we're gonna just put the Kast, just no episode, for they can't follow it. We'll just name it something stupid.
This is an
What we're gonna name number 2 just Electric Boogaloo.
maybe. No. This is just noise. Like it could just be out there. You know, it could just be out there.
Then how are they gonna find it?
I don't know. Anyway,
Apparently our audience is just not worth getting name number shows.
we should always announce. We should always announce.
Even
We should always announce, even if there's.
Yes, this is episode 1, ladies and gentlemen, and bear with us. This is a raw form. Hopefully we get more better audio coming in as episodes go by, and we have more cast stuff. Friends coming in. My name is Relentless James on YouTube. Now, let me say, well, are you a part of the cast? No, the cast is my friends. So it's more or less me having an interview / talk with my friends about random stuff in the world, anime, manga, comics, movies, what's currently happening. And
video games.
Video games, of course.
That's the big
Which we gotta talk about one coming out pretty soon. A game that really caught my eye, and also random questions of hilarity and comedy routines. So, let's lead off this. So far, we're gonna go into our anime / manga going on. I don't know if anyone's a big fan of it, but if you're a '90s kid, chances are you're a Dragon Ball Z fan somehow, some way, in a shape or form. So far, I am caught up on Super, and my opinions about it is that it's not bad, but I'm saying if you're a hardcore Dragon Ball purist, it may not be your quite cup of tea. Now, I have Dom over here, who's a purist who will defend DBZ to his final breath.
DBZ is my favorite thing.
Okay. Well, Dom, what do you think of Super so far in your opinion?
So let's take a second to talk about. Let's take a second to talk about Super. So, Dragon Ball Super, new anime series, just started, in July, right? Mm-hmm. For those of you who don't know, Dragon Ball Z, there's been a few new movies. Battle of Gods came out in Japan 2 years ago, roughly. 2 years ago in Japan, 1 year ago
2013.
here. And then this year, both in Japan and in America, we got Resurrection F, which is the second movie. Dragon Ball Super is the new anime, weekly anime series. That is, sort of retreading the movies. It's going to do the 2 movies, I suppose. I'm not even sure exactly what they're doing.
The interesting thing about Super, what I think is that Super, the first 10, maybe 12 episodes, are going to lead with Beerus.
Yeah.
And it's going to lead off probably leading to Champa. And the reason I say Champa,
Champa. It's pronounced.
Champa.
It is pronounced Champa.
Can we just call him the Purple Garfield?
Fat,
He's a fat cat.
Fat Beerus.
Fat.
Champa is...
Fabius, like he's Fabrice.
For those of you who don't know, Beerus, beer. Weiss, whiskey. Champa, champagne. That's right, they're named after alcohol.
Well, I think Akira Toriyama likes to name stuff after certain products in his house. I'm starting to get
He does. Absolutely.
Now, the thing is, I think Champa is literally a...
Champa!
Champa!
Not Champa!
Oh, we're talking about the Land Before Time now? Chomper?
Champa.
Champa. Champa? You gotta get fancy with this?
Champa. And you have to stick your pinky out when you say
Can I
it,
just
too.
call him Garfield? Because it's so much easier.
Fat Beerus? We'll call him Fat Beerus.
Can I just call him Garfield?
Sure.
Okay. So anyway, I guess Garfield's gonna play the in-between of them leading to that Super Saiyan God's Super Saiyan form.
I don't know, is he?
Well, you can't just go from 3 years of, they said, they supposedly learned it from training with Whis. I was like, within that short time?
The movies are real vague. That's just how they roll.
See, and I hope Super does as well. Like the thing is, I love DBZ. Don't get me wrong, I do, but it's like Battle of Gods is what it is. I didn't hate it, didn't love it. It was a movie.
I loved it.
Resurrection F, I just hate it. I hated it every step of the way.
I loved it.
Now, don't get me wrong, I don't think the combat was shitty. I think the combat animation was great. I think the forms themselves were interesting. But what I hated the most was the plot of the entire story. The reason I'm not... Because I understand Frieza is a different form. He's able to gain much more, levels and power based on his genetic things, right? He's a genius. He's a freak of nature, right?
Yeah, he's just a freak of nature.
Right. Now, what I understand is when he trains, he's able to get more powerful. That's fine. But what I have a problem is where he's able to have a divine form that's able to pick up, put up with Goku's, divine form and Vegeta's divine form, which I like the way the Battle of the Gods movie. They said that divine energy is superior to any kind of ki.
Beerus's exact words, at least in the English translation, because I watched the sub a couple times and I don't remember what he says exactly, but in the English translation he says something like, "It turns out the ki you draw your strength from has no effect on deities such as myself." He's something like that. So the implication, right, is that you can't harm Beerus or a god of any kind just by socking him in the grill.
Right.
So, your concern is, why can Frieza hurt them by socking them?
How do you have that ability to actually touch a deity energy?
Well, I don't know. The movies are real vague. Here's my thing. There's a couple ways of looking at it, I think. You can do one of a couple things. First off, you could assume that Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan, and for the record, I love saying that out loud every time. There is a chance that Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan is maybe in this middle ground where they can like the way I look at it, right? You got two tiers. You got gods, then you have right below them regular folk. And so when you have Super Saiyan God, you can start hitting the gods. But maybe you can still get hit by the regular folk. Maybe it's it lets you go up, but you also are still down.
Right.
So maybe you can fight against gods, but also still get your ass beat by regular.
It's kind of like bridging the gap.
Yeah. And a second one, and this is going to tie into what you said, right? There is a chance, and I would really I think it'd be really good for the series. And this has already been done, I'm sure. In Japan, they probably already have these episodes written up and animated and set aside. But I would really like to see Frieza's golden form, perhaps explained away as Champa, Fat Beerus, as maybe stepping in to assist.
So I get you. Garfield's is pulling the strings from behind the scenes.
Possibly. That would be really cool. That would lead into it. Because my understanding is that Arc 1 is Battle of Gods. It's 90% the same. There's a few small differences. But mostly just aesthetic differences.
Right.
The key plot points are all the same. Pan goes... Or not Pan. Videl goes Super Saiyan, right?
I've seen that. It's more like she just dyes her hair blonde. It's not quite Super Saiyan. It kind of...
That's all Super Saiyan is, right?
I guess so.
Dye your hair blonde.
I suppose.
That's all it is. But anyway, that was just a fun tidbit. I thought it was cool. So we're gonna have We're gonna have Battle of Gods arc lead into presumably Resurrection F arc, just straight up. But
that's like a 3-year gap, though, isn't it?
Well, in the movies it is.
Right.
It's dang cold. In the movies it is, but the anime, the timeline is different in the anime. Not Battle of Gods. Super begins only less than a year after the end of Buu Saga.
Right.
It's less than a year. Whereas Battle of Gods is supposed to be a few years down the road.
Well,
so,
yeah.
Our time frames are different. So we can't really say, to be honest.
Well, I think it's easy to Akira Toriyama being, as always, inconsistent with his material. And look, the guy can
Toriyama, I think he knows what he's doing. I think people often sort of accuse him of being forgetful, or
that he's George Lucasing his stuff,
or stuff like that. But I think
have you heard that one before?
I've not heard that one. No. I think Battle of Gods. I love Battle of Gods and Resurrection F. Everybody, I love American DBZ first and foremost, Faulkner music and all that stuff. So Gohan going Super Saiyan 2 and
see, a lot of people. A lot of people do like it, but there's that very the hipster. I'm going to call it the DBZ hipsters who prefer the Japanese orientations with it. But
Which is fine.
Well, here's the thing that I find it very. It kind of not. It was shit. There's a word, contradictive, right? Where they say it's contradictive when they say contradictive or contradictory. It contradicts what they say because they'll say, "Oh, I love Fairy Tail's music. I love Naruto's music," but they'll say Bruce Falconer sucks dick or whatever, right?
Sucks dick.
The music, the American music for DBZ.
Bruce Faulkner is the nut.
Okay. Well, people don't realize
80s and 90s Dragon Ball Z music is dog shit.
Yeah, well,
I hate it.
Well, you have a show about people screaming, punch each other in the face. When you think that, you're thinking aggression, a little more guitar riffs, more feeling.
Just interesting. Now, I like Super's music, and I love Battle of Gods and Resurrection F's music.
Yeah, because it actually incorporates emotional music because it makes you feel something. It's like when Fairy Tail does it, and I think Mike can correlate more on this subject because he's a Fairy Tail master. Yeah, it's a star. The music itself, yes, it's got that hint of kind of the kind of Irish almost kind of Celtic feeling.
I don't watch Fairy Tail, so I don't.
Of course you don't. Anyway, but it's got the music, but it's got some metal in it. And it's got some aggression, like determination.
It's not.
It's got
shit.
some sad moments. Yeah,
it's not shit.
It's not shit.
Ultimately, the music's not shit.
The music is really good. Now Naruto, it has the ninja things, but you've heard the Naruto music.
Yo, dong 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 dong.
And you heard the metal kick in when shit hits the fan. Sure. Now that is very reminiscent of the American DBZ of Bruce Falconer's.
Faulkner's music.
Falconer, like my principal.
I love Bruce Faulkner's music. Everybody, I love that music.
Which one's your favorite theme, though?
What do you mean?
What's your favorite theme from the show?
For Dragon Ball Z?
Yeah. If you had to pick one music.
I guess I like Chala, Head Chala, just because it's classic.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, American from Falconer's.
I don't know. Like, I think Rock the Dragon is like Ocean Group. I don't think
that's Ocean Group.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm talking about like Cell's theme, the Ginyu theme.
Oh, you mean like what's my favorite just tune in the show?
Yeah, the soundtrack of the show.
I really like a couple things. Okay,
if you say Super Saiyan 3, you're a douche.
No, I'm not gonna say that. I really like. It's the music that plays when when Goku blasts Frieza at the end of the fight on Namek, when Frieza shoots at him as he's flying away, and he hits Frieza, and it looks like he's killed him, and this like kind of like, yeah, exactly that, and that's the same music that plays when Cell is killed. I really like that ditty. Gohan transforming into Super Saiyan 2, not the end of the episode, but like the full
the build up where he says, I won't watch this anymore, and you just hear it. It picks up where it basically has the gentle piano, but it picks up where it's more extravagant. Good. And eventually you see him, the tears in his eyes, the aggression, the pain. And then when he transforms, you just see the tears and they basically just disappear.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, Cell gonna get fucked.
I like that music. I really like... What other music do I like? I like when... Don't lean on the table so much.
I'm leaning on the table.
I can hear it. I like the music when Gohan goes Super Saiyan against Kibito in the World Tournament. That's a good song too. Trunks going Super Saiyan against Frieza is really good. Vegeta going basically whenever someone transforms, the music's really good.
Mm-hmm. Well, the interesting
except Goku transforming, that's like the worst.
The Super Saiyan 3 one I hate because it's so. I hate that one because it screams douche to me. I don't know why.
I like it.
I love Cell's theme.
Cell's theme's good.
Cell theme. It's so when you think memorable villains walk into a room, Vegeta's one of them. Even like Vegeta's theme when he walks into a room.
Frieza would probably just be my like number one.
Frieza doesn't really have
Friday.
Friday with
Frieza. Final Form Friday. Go.
Have you seen the movie Friday? Right.
This form's Golden Friday.
Let's go Friday. Have you seen Friday with Chris Tucker and Ice Cube?
I have seen like 10 minutes of it.
Okay. Frieza's in the movie, and when Goku knocks him out, Chris Tucker comes out, says, "You got knocked the fuck out." You know, I think that'd be great.
Does that actually happen in the movie?
A big dude gets knocked the fuck out. And
I thought you meant Dragon Ball Z was in the movie.
That would be fucking hilarious. It would make sense. And then Frieza would just like, fuck you and shit.
I thought he was getting excited. He was watching Dragon Ball Z and got excited.
Well, that's very true.
So we are way off track. I like Faulkner's music. I like Super's music. I like all the music. I hate old DBZ music.
Do you hate when you look up a clip where it's English subbed or English dubbed, and more or less you hear the actual Japanese music kick in?
Yes.
Is it like you wouldn't even watch it because of it?
Yes.
That's kind of my point, because it feels like there's two dates in the audio.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Where were we though? We were talking about. Oh, yeah, we were talking about Frieza. We were talking about Resurrection F.
Yes, and how it sucks or not sucks.
So I think Shampa's gonna be introduced as Frieza's kind of like sensei, if you will.
Right.
And to be honest, I think they could really go in a different direction with the second half of Super. Well, really the second half of the introduction of Super, where they do Resurrection F. They could really go in a different direction, and it'd be really nice. Have Champa like train Frieza, really have just, I don't know, give Vegeta more screen time against Frieza specifically. I read this once online, and I thought it was a really cool idea. At the beginning of the fight, well, right when Goku and Vegeta arrive, Frieza KOs Gohan.
Right.
So they get Gohan up and they give him a senzu bean. And Frieza goes, oh. Well, he learns what a senzu bean is. And he comments on it, kind of like a Chekhov's gun thing.
Well, basically what happens in the movie is that basically Frieza in his first form just straight up stops Gohan's heart when he hits him. So Piccolo
he just like punches.
revives his heart, and basically Krillin fins into a senzu bean and he gets right back.
bean.
But I hate how they betray Gohan of being such a useless person.
Gohan is, I think at this point, going forward, in order to enjoy Dragon Ball Z, you'll need to it's going to be Goku and Vegeta fighting stuff. There is a chance that we may see something for Piccolo, because I guess in the most recent episode of Super, when Goku goes Super Saiyan God, they talk about something called the Namekian Book of Legend.
Right.
And that's the book where the Super Saiyan God prophecy or some shit is.
Which is very weird how the hell Nameks have that ability.
The Nameks know a lot. Back in Frieza Saga, God, they were talking about Super Saiyans at one point, and I feel like Guru knew about it or something.
Well, he's the elder, for God's sake. I think he should know the book.
They know at one point. They mention it. They go. Basically, at some point in Namek Saga, they talk about it and they imply that Namekians know about Super Saiyans before
Super
we
Saiyans
even before we even see Super Saiyans.
Do you think that resolves with the unfortunate Cash Cow Bardock movie where he goes Super Saiyan?
Oh my God, I don't know. I don't even think about that when I think about Dragon Ball Z.
You shouldn't try.
It's cute. That's in the same realm as GT for me. As fun as it is, it's actually it's more like, I don't know if you keep up with Dragon Ball Heroes or anything like that over in Japan. But they do a lot of these sort of what-if characters, a lot of Super Saiyan 3s. There's Super Saiyan 3 of basically everyone. There are even Super Saiyan 4s of, Broly and shit.
Insane.
And so Bardock falls into that category of just ooh, what if he was a Super Saiyan?
Okay.
You can be a Super Saiyan.
I thought of an idea of what to do with Bardock, okay? And here's my idea. Bardock, basically, they're going to say, he was transported back in time by, Frieza's stuff, right? Well, how about we play into this, where it's actually one of the Elder Kais?
I don't think they're ever gonna touch on Bardock again. I think Bardock's out of the picture.
Well, what happens if he introduces he is part of the reason for certain things leading up to Dragon Ball?
I don't know. I don't think they're gonna. I really don't. I just think they're gonna ignore it.
You just think they're gonna ignore it?
I think they're gonna just forget about Bardock. I don't think we're gonna worry a whole lot about the past in Dragon Ball Super. And I don't think we're going to worry a lot about anything else. I think they're just going to do their thing and not worry about it. I think they're going to do their best to just kind of make this a fun, adventurous, punch people in the face kind of thing.
Hopefully.
Not going to get super hung up on stuff. So that's what I think is going to happen there.
Well, hopefully Super goes with a better plot, a better material. What they go
the material's great. I just think they have a good opportunity to go in a different direction.
There's so much more potential in my family.
Yeah. For those of you who don't watch Super, they are currently just beginning.
Episode 9 or 10.
They're just beginning the fight between Super Saiyan God Goku and Beerus. That fight's going to last 3 or 4 episodes, I think. Then it's going to... I saw the spoiled episode titles. There's even an implication that Goku might go Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan in one of these episodes, which is great. I love saying that every time.
Well, he goes Super Saiyan God, which the debate is that Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan is not as strong as Super Saiyan God.
No, that's silly.
It sounds dumb, don't it?
It
sounds very dumb.
That's silly. That's not.
Well, moving and switching topics to go on, we're gonna go to video games now.
Ooh.
Now we're gonna first talk about Pokemon Go. They have coming out. Now, I don't know if a lot of people are Pokemon fans or not. Hopefully, everyone's a god. If you're a 90s kid, you love Pokemon. I'm sorry. Pokemon's in your blood. If you think Pokemon...
Only 90s kids will get this. Pokemon Go. Pokemon in the real world. Pokemon Masters. Yes.
Were you not as sold on it?
No, I think it's fine. Well, I don't know. I think people are expecting a little much from it. Like, I'm sure it's gonna be fun.
Everyone thinks it's actual fucking walking around Pikachu. Pikachu just crossed around my back of my couch. You know,
I think it's gonna be like you bring up your phone. Maybe you're just like, oh, there's a Pikachu right now.
Do you want to know what my opinion? What I think it is?
It's a.
Have you ever seen the games like the dog games on the DS? Right, like.
Yes.
It's going to be very similar to that, but you're able to go out in your environment. So the background will be like the environment you're in. So you can walk for about 200 feet or maybe across somewhere and catch a Pokemon.
Isn't that what Pokemon is right now?
Well, I mean, like more in your environment.
Like with Pokemon, how do you pronounce it?
Like your camera will
Amy?
come on.
Do you say, is it Pokemon Amy or Pokemon Ame? I don't know.
It's
French. Have you played Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire?
Yeah.
There is a function in your Poke Gadget, whatever it's called now, where, and this is also true in X and Y, where you can interact with your Pokemon and like pet them.
Oh yeah.
How do you pronounce that? Pokemon
Amy, Ami.
We sound like idiots, I bet.
Well, it's
someone somewhere knows.
French Ami. We'll go Ami.
Pokemon pet mode. So this is gonna. That's kind of what Nintendogs is, right? I mean, Pokemon Ami is Nintendogs. Like that's just what Nintendogs is.
Right.
So we've already got that. I think Pokemon Go is gonna be cool or stupid. Who knows, really? I'll play it.
I don't foresee people wandering like the trailer showed like a dude wandering like in construction. I don't think people are gonna do that, dude.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
What am I feeling like the death rates of people walking in traffic are gonna like triple?
Maybe.
Like it's like my son was ran over by a pickup truck because he was trying to catch him a Pokemon, a Pikachu. Catch the Pikachu. He's level 33 Pikachu.
Well,
little Johnny should have played in the street, man.
If little Johnny wants to be the very best, he will do what is necessary. And if that involves, walking into 4-lane traffic, by golly, he will do it. He doesn't have a choice.
It's a level 2 Mew. He's like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's just it. Like I would put Pokemon at like the bottom of the ocean.
Right.
To people to get fucked.
Get fucked.
Mew, they'd be like, "Where's Mew?" I'd say, "It's actually in the Amazon rainforest. You're never gonna find it."
And you see people just go there and get murdered.
Yes, they get.
Hopefully, Pokemon Go is a good idea. People were not sold about a new generation. I want a new generation that involves a lot more competitiveness in the games.
I'll say this. So we are first and foremost, we're going to see we're going to see more games on the DS. Like, there's no mystery there,
right?
Obviously. So the fact that there's this gap, because Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire came out 1 year ago, X and Y came out 2 years ago. The normal pattern is new generation, remake, then third version for the new generation. You know what I'm talking about? Like gold, silver. Now let's step
XY2.
Yeah. So a good example was
Z,
Diamond and Pearl,
Platinum.
Came out Diamond and Pearl came out 1 year. Then 1 year later we had Heart Gold, Soul Silver.
Yeah, we did.
Which is some of the best ones. Then a year later we had Platinum. So that's the archetype for how we're gonna do that. How this is gonna work. So we have got X and Y. We've got Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, but we don't have that third game.
No, we don't.
And normally we're 2 years. We're 1 and 2 years out. So this is when we would see it normally, right?
Right.
So the fact that, it's going to happen, almost assuredly. I would say it's like a 99.9% chance of happening. The fact that it hasn't happened yet makes me think that this game's going to be just like crazy. I would love it, and I've been talking about this, and I think this is a great idea, and I should get paid for it. But I think that what would be really interesting is a third game, very much in the same vein as like Silver and Gold, where it takes both X and Y, which is, oh gosh, what's the name of the continent in X and Y?
I can't remember.
Kalos, or is that
Kalos? Yeah,
is it
Kalos.
Kalos?
Kalos. It's
Is it
Kalos.
Kalos?
Yes, it's Kalos.
Definitely Kalos, or is it Unova? That's black and
You know
white.
it's black and white.
Okay,
Kalos. It's
so
Kalos.
Kalos will be really sick. Is to get
Pokemon France. We got
Pokemon. So we have X and Y, and we have Ruby, Sapphire.
Right.
Well, Alpha, Ruby, and Omega. Whatever. God.
Right.
What about Pokemon Zeta,
Okay.
Emerald? That's Pokemon Z, but then it's a letter from the Greek alphabet, and then it's Emerald.
So we call it.
So
Z-
basically, it would be X and Y, be Kalos, and Hoenn, is that?
Hoenn. Yes, Hoenn is the third one.
So it'd be Kalos and Hoenn fused in like some super game. Pokemon Zeta Emerald. So it's both the third game and like it's both the third game to X and Y and to Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire.
So what you could do is, well, would you play as a new protagonist that leaves
I don't know
those
what I would do,
regions?
but I would have it be very much like Gold and Silver, where you like go through one region, then go to the next region, and just have it be like the ultimate Pokemon game.
The thing is, what I realized is that they haven't done that since Gold and Silver.
I know they haven't. In that, you know what, they can do it. The only thing that's been keeping them from doing it, I feel like, is probably some kind of just schedule. I wouldn't be surprised if Nintendo breathes down their neck and says, "Give me a Pokemon game. Give me a Pokemon game every year, or I'll kill your family." That's what Nintendo would do. I want the money. So,
Wow. Well, Pokemon is one of their cash cow franchises.
of course, I think that Nintendo, if they've wisened up, which maybe they have, if a 2-year development time for this,
Right.
like this, they at this point, I think, assuming we see the game in a year next fall, I think it's not unreasonable to think that they could have combined them into one super game. That's enough time to do it. Considering we've got the two previous, like those two titles, XY and Oros, built.
Or what they could do is just do another generation.
They'd be jumping the gun. No, they'd be jumping the gun. There's too many unresolved things, I think.
I got a feeling like the Z Zygarde is just going to be, you know...
Oh, have you seen the news? Have you seen the new Zygarde
yes.
forms? Giant mech Zygarde.
The giant Zygarde where it looks like he's a...
He's cool. I probably get a lot of flack for some of the stuff because I think most of it's cool. I very rarely have a problem with stuff. The last time I had a problem with something was like Diamond and Pearl. That shit pissed me off.
When you had to migrate, the little mini game you had to play to migrate?
I don't remember.
You don't remember? Where you
I
have
probably
you have to
if
take
it
the bow,
if it was
and you got to shoot the Pokeball.
Oh, the little slingshot.
Yeah,
I did that once and said, I'd rather jump off a bridge and do this again.
I had to do 123 Pokemon like that.
I did not do any. I did like 3 and said, I'm done. Calling it. Never doing this again. Why? God, why?
Well, yeah, I think Pokemon Bank was one of the smartest moves that you've ever done.
Pokemon Bank's really good. I just think we're gonna get Zeta Emerald. I think it's a good chance we can see Zeta Emerald. It's perfect. I think it's perfect. It would be the greatest Pokemon game ever made. Pokemon Go, as cool as it looks, would eat dog shit compared to Pokemon Zeta Emerald. That would be bananas.
Well, speaking of Nintendo, have you seen Mario World Maker yet?
I
Is
have
it Mario Maker,
I have
or is it
seen
Mario
people
World
play,
Maker?
and I have played myself Super Mario games. Presumably, it's just the same thing over again.
No, it's a lot better where you can play from a ranges of the original Super Mario to Super Mario 3 to Super Mario World to Super Mario Wii U. And the interesting thing about that is that there's no Super Mario 2 in it.
What?
Well, you know the rumor is that Super Mario people didn't like Super Mario 2. There's no outlet because you can make your own levels in the game. You've heard of that, right?
Isn't that the whole point of Super Mario Maker?
Yes. But like the whole process that you have many different ways you can do it. So like let's say you play the old nostalgic version. Like you make a whole level, right? Mm-hmm. And so you play in the old nostalgic Super Mario. You know, just graphics wise, it changes the game because like for example, like Wii U, you can pick up the red tortoise shell, and the old one you
Tortoise shell. Don't you mean
Koopa shell? It's a tortoise shell. Whatever. The red shell I just call him a tortoise because he looks like a turtle. Anyway, the Koopa shell, and you're able to pick it up.
That's racist.
In Wii U. Whatever. Koopa shell, you're able to pick it up, and the red one, you're able to pick it up in the new Super Mario Wii U, and you're able to throw it. Well, if you play the old school, you're not able to pick it up, so it completely changes the gameplay entirely.
Oh, that's profound.
Well, it's not that profound. I think what I look at, I think it's interesting for people to either A, come up with interesting ideas of their own creations, and B, I've seen a lot of automatic levels where you don't move and the game just moves Mario around on their own.
What?
Yeah, I've seen that a lot. Like,
oh, that reminds me of something. There's a game. God, it's called like Trackmania or something like that. I think that's the name of the game. Mm-hmm. It's a PC game, but I guess it's coming to consoles later this year. Maybe just Xbox. And it's like this. You get to make your own. You should look it up. You get to make your own tracks. These little race tracks for your cars, and people sometimes make tracks that are done in such a way that if you literally just hold the gas button, your car will complete the whole track. But it will complete like these tracks are just insane. Like you're doing all these like corkscrews through like space and like jumping through all sorts of insane stuff and defying gravity nonstop.
So what's the name
like
again?
You literally, I think Trackmania. Like for example, you will literally be holding the gas button, go off a ramp, and you will bounce from like rock to rock until you land, and it will be perfect.
Is it Trackmania 2 or Trackmania Turbo?
I don't know. Just click one of them and see what happens. Right there. Yeah. Just I think Trackmania 2, Track Canyon. That one might be like where we want to be. Let's see what happens. Turn off the sound.
Is it that bad?
I mean, it's not necessary. It's just some like dumb music. The visuals are what you want, and unfortunately, you can't get the visuals because this is a sound-based thing. I guess this is fine. You could just do this. So just see. All you do is hold the gas.
Holy shit!
Yes. All you do is hold the gas, and then it goes. Okay. Just watch it for a second. It gets. You think this is crazy? Hang on a sec. Hang on.
Which way is up?
Exactly. Which way is up? The game's. I think it's coming out to Xbox. Look at that. Did you see that?
What the fuck?
Like a corkscrew because there's like a pebble put just in the right spot.
And it causes your car to flip.
Yes, and all you're doing is holding on the gas button, and this all works out. This game's coming out to Xbox, I think, sometime this year. I hope, because I really want to play it.
Right. Holy shit!
For the record, I have an Xbox, a PS4, and a computer. I could play this on the PS4.
Oh my god!
If I wanted to, but I don't want to.
Jesus.
It's cool. So this is you said that there's those Mario maps where Mario just moves on his own. That's what this basically
That's
is.
very much.
Look at this.
You're just holding the gas. That's all you're doing.
All you're doing is holding the gas, and this works out perfectly. It's fairly impressive, actually.
But is it a video game or is it more of?
No. Normally, you just build maps. You're supposed to normally race, but
you have the ability to do this.
This is something people do for fun. I think. Like this is a challenge in of its own. To build the craziest map you can that you can traverse just by holding down the gas
That's
button.
insane as shit.
So this is something you should look into if you can. Trackmania. It looks cool.
Trackmania 2, ladies and gentlemen. And basically...
Trackmania 2.
That is insane.
Yeah.
That is absolutely fucking crazy.
It's cool.
That is cool as shit. Now, there's another game called XCOM that's coming out that I'm really interested as well.
Sure.
It is a people say it's turn-based. It is turn-based, more or less. But you're able to put people in Overwatch. I think you've seen XCOM and play before.
No.
Okay.
I've heard the name and I know it's about aliens.
Well, XCOM itself, I don't know if I want to show you or not. Let's see if XCOM is such an interesting universe, but the new XCOM that's coming out is after the Xbox games of Enemy Unknown or Enemy Within.
Like, what do you mean, chronologically?
Well, Enemy Unknown was... Enemy Within was the expansion pack on top of where you got mechs and shit like that.
Oh.
And you get like superhuman people. But this one coming out is like a story. It's after it falls up. I could be wrong, but this is the story what the people have been telling me. Is that it's when the team fails at the end of the game. It's like a what if scenario.
Okay.
So interesting enough, it leads where you're more of an insurgents group.
I don't know. I don't really know anything about XCOM.
Well,
I just know you're like dudes fighting aliens.
But I guess it's like a what if scenario.
Oh.
So this is XCOM Enemy Within. And see, like, you have multiple teams of whatchamacallit, and people play, like, a lot of playthroughs with it, which I will be doing of my own, and everyone from the cast will be on the team.
Okay.
So like Dom will be there. I will. Be
I will
there.
literally be there.
Your character. Well, you'll have an avatar on it. So you'll have a squad member.
Can I design mine?
Yeah, sure. But I will be doing the playthrough. But
can mine be a woman?
It's gonna be you, Dom. Preferably.
Can mine be a woman?
You're a dude, Dom.
Whoa!
You're a dude,
Whoa!
Dom. Or you don't gender.
Check your privilege.
You're not gender identifying.
Oh my God! You're forcing a gender upon me. You're.
Oh my God!
You're forcing your cis views upon my gender.
Oh, I am such the most awful person.
God.
But I will be checking out XCOM when it comes out, as well as a Fallout 4 event and a Siege event. And this is an interesting thing. My dad, before he passed, I showed him like the Doom 4 trailer.
Sure.
He played Doom like religiously on the computer.
Ooh.
And so I said, when Doom comes out, we're gonna play it together.
Okay.
So coming out when Doom 4 comes out, it's an event that basically is a son's vengeance on demons taking the ass kicking they deserve from a Marine. Space Marine.
Okay.
This is for you, Dad.
All right.
I'm
looking forward to that. What I would really like to do is if we all work together and do some Halo 5 action.
Well, that might be something.
Also, Destiny: The Taken King comes out on Tuesday. You don't have a PS4, do you?
No, I have an Xbox One.
Damn it!
I'm a douche.
I just played Destiny on my PS4.
Ah, I get you. Destiny, the key. Like I've never gotten to Destiny. Xenoverse had so much of a better story and done it so much better.
I like we're talking about Dragon Ball Z, right?
Yeah, Xenoverse.
I like Xenoverse, but they're different games.
Well, it has the same elements of. It's an MMO. It's kind of an MMO. Okay. You interact with the shops the same. You go on the missions with a few people besides the story, and that's it.
It is reminiscent. It is reminiscent of Destiny. But the Taken King's coming out, and there's a lot of really nice sort of overhauls they've done on the game systems.
Right.
I don't know how much I don't know when you stopped playing, but there's a few things they've changed. The main one, I think the biggest one that most people probably don't really, think is that big a deal, is revamping the light level system. Before, you level capped at 20, then you could equip equipment that would artificially raise your level. Well, now, and that was like a super weird way to do it. I think Destiny's the only game that I know of that did it that way. Our counterpart example is going to be World of Warcraft, where you hit a max level cap, and then from there, you equip new gear that just increases.
You had to find rare gear to up your level. I saw that.
Now you'd remain the same level the whole time, but you would right now in World of Warcraft, most people care about your item level, so you're looking for newer and better, higher item level gear, and that typically shorthand means your gear's better, but not always. Not always, but it's easier to just look at an item level number and see if someone's number is big enough. But Destiny is doing something similar. Gear now has got offensive gear, weapons, has an attack score as it used to, and defensive gear has a defense score. And those scores are now averaged together, and they form your new light level. So you will be, when the Taken King drops and you level up, you'll be level 40, but you'll have underneath it basically an item level that will indicate how strong your equipment is. And different challenges in the game will have recommended, light levels, item levels, whatever you want to call it.
Well, the levels themselves have levels that reflect, are able to do something to the character individually. Correct?
What?
Well, Xenoverse, see, I didn't play Destiny. I watched Destiny.
When I played Xenoverse,
right?
My equipment, I equipped purely for aesthetics. I never once gave a shit about what stats they did.
What about Destiny though?
Oh, and yeah. You have to equip the best. In old Destiny, you just equipped stuff with the most light. Light was a stat. Now there's no light on gear. It's just armor has a defense score, weapons have an attack score. You average it out, and it just figures out what your average item level is.
Oh, okay.
It's fine. It's better. It's definitely better. I guess it's a bit more forgiving. In old Destiny, one of Bungie's favorite ways of generating challenge.
The random drop bullshit that even Xenoverse did?
No. One of their favorite ways to generate challenge was to force you into scenarios where you were fighting against enemies that were at a level higher than you could actually achieve. So you would be level 30, and they'd be level 32, or something like that. And that's not cool.
Well, Bungie has done that. But rolling on, we're going to change up topics. Right now, we're going into the comedic questions moment. Or segment.
Comedic questions.
Okay.
Let me get my script.
Get your script. Get your script. Yeah. Okay. Okay, question 1. And then I'll give my answers back. You have to go on a road trip, right? With a Disney character. But it can't be a character you're going to, do nasty with, So, it can't be like a princess. Okay? So, who is the character you're going to go on a road trip? Why? And what will happen?
Specifically, I cannot take anyone that I would do the nasty with.
Yes, you just cannot.
God damn it.
It's a road trip. Not a...
Now, what if I wanted to take them with me and I, would want to, but wouldn't?
There is no sex involved, Dom.
So I could take a princess.
But you just can't... It's not... It's platonic. It's not...
I would take the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Wait a second. That's not Disney. Damn it!
He is. Well,
no, I don't think he is.
The Hunchback of Notre Dame is a Disney movie.
I don't think it is.
You're talking about Disney's Quasimodo.
No. I don't know. Hold on.
It is a Disney movie.
No.
Well, the dude who has a boner for the gypsy woman and wants to burn her.
Yes, I know. I know that. I know what it's...
When he's staring into the fire, it's talking about how he wants to have sex with her, but he can't, so he's going to burn her anyway.
Okay, you're right. I was thinking of something else. What was I thinking of? Something that wasn't this movie. I would take the Hunchback of Notre Dame with me.
Okay, why?
Well, he's a freaky-ass hunchback. Mm-hmm. And it would just be cool to take him in random places and see how people react.
Okay, and what would happen, though? Just to have people react to him?
Yeah.
It's a road trip to Florida.
A road trip to Florida.
Yeah, there's no reasons. It's just a road trip to Florida.
We're just going to Florida to hang out?
You're just going to Florida.
Maybe Simba.
The lion.
The lion.
Now, are you able to communicate with... He's a lion. Is he able to communicate with humans?
This is your scenario. You tell me.
Okay,
he is smarter than the average lion. I don't think lions can do what they did.
Okay, he talks.
Yes.
Now, which Simba are we talking? We're talking kid Simba, or are we talking adult? We're talking Matthew Broderick Simba.
Yes.
Matthew Broderick Simba.
Inspector Gadget. I loved that movie.
So you're taking Matthew Broderick Simba. Matthew Broderick Simba.
Wait a second. Can I take people from Star Wars? Can I take Iron Man? Yes! I found the loophole. I'm taking...
They're considered Disney characters, but let's think of Disney-esque, not branches. Like Star Wars, because if it was Star Wars and damn, Marvel, you would have Boba Fett every damn time.
I wouldn't take Boba
But you get my point. It's got to be Disney, specifically Disney. So you chose Simba?
Yes, if he can speak, absolutely.
Okay, why?
Oh, I can't believe I have to answer this. He is a talking lion.
Okay, what would you guys do? You guys are going to Florida, but what would happen? You have to give me a movie synopsis.
A man and a talking lion go to Florida to... Hold on a sec, let me think. Hold on. What's in Florida?
You're just going to Florida. Is it like Jafar's gonna fuck with you on the way?
Jafar?
Not Jafar. Fucking Scar. Scar.
I'm not afraid of Scar. I'm a human being. He is a simple animal.
Says when a 200-pound lion looks at you, or the 400-pound lion like that.
If I felt threatened by a lion, I'd have a weapon of some kind that could defeat a lion.
Yeah, tire iron. Gotcha.
Yes, a large one.
Okay, I have mine. I've been working on mine. I would pick Hercules.
Okay.
Why? Because he's the ultimate bro.
The ultimate bro.
Because on the way to the trip, Hades would fuck with us notoriously.
Would he?
Yes!
You didn't tell me that the villains of our movies were going to, like, chase us down.
Well, when you have the implications of a person in the movie, you know, like, hopefully the movie-esque parts play in as well.
My nemesis aren't busting down your door.
Well, that's very true. But we're not going to Florida.
I don't think my nemesis would chase you down if we went to Florida.
The gas money would probably be too damn high.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Anyway, it's Hercules because he's the ultimate bro.
Sure.
It'd be the ultimate experience. You know, we travel down to Florida. Hades would screw with us, for one. And we'd fight hydras. We'd fight monsters. When we get down to Florida, you know what we're going to do? We're going to fuck bitches is what we're going to do.
I could see you, like, sitting there, and you and Hercules have gotten this, like, planned out, and you're like, we're going to fight hydras, and we're going to get fucking wasted, and oh, yeah, it's going to be crazy. There's no hydras. Turns out there's actual no hydras on the way down there. It's extremely mundane. Hades doesn't give a shit. Nothing happens at all. Actual nothing.
It is Hercules sitting in the car the whole time and no one says a goddamn thing on the way. That would suck.
I can just see you jumping around like, yeah, hydras. I know it's gonna be amazing. It's fucking hydras.
Really? Okay, question 2. We're going to question 2. You have to pick. Okay, I kid you not. You have to pick this is what you got to pick. You have to pick a lame superpower that's not superhero level-esque, and you have to make money from it.
I'd make money?
It has to be money-making processes.
You're putting me on the spot.
Pick a lame superpower.
I got it. I already got it. Mm-hmm. As long as I have been... Okay, no. For a long time now, back when I was in high school, my friends and I would all have, like, lame superpowers. I don't remember any of theirs, but I remember mine. Mm-hmm. Mine was the ability to weaken wood.
Okay, how is that going to make you money?
Weakening wood.
Should you just be a lumberjack?
Maybe. I mean, just think of all the wooden things you would interact with in your daily life. Think about them being weaker.
Now, when you say wood, you mean
yes,
wood.
I mean actual.
You don't mean the slang for guys.
Now this
Johnson that
this
gets
is
around.
the beautiful subtlety of the power, really.
Oh, here we go.
This is like some monkey paw shit. You have the monkey paw, and you say, "I want to be able to weaken wood." It goes, "Sure, buddy, you can weaken wood, but you can also weaken wood."
So you're able to weaken wood, and you're able to also give yourself and men erectile dysfunction.
Absolutely.
That's not going to make you money besides the weaken wood.
Is it not?
You're a boner killer is what you are, is what you said.
Boner killer.
You're a boner killer.
You don't think boner killer would make money?
Depends.
I'll tell you how boner killer makes money.
How does it make money? Men not spend money on bitches?
Boner killer.
No offense to women, I'm just saying, like...
Boner killer advertises his services to, be it men or women, who want to go out to the club, who want to go out and socialize, but don't want to have to worry about guys maybe crowding their space.
Okay.
Boner killer.
So you're this dude in the blue...
Boner killer.
The blue blocker sunglasses with the black shirt. You're the bouncer of automatically just going, tapping dudes in the dick.
I don't tap. I don't tap. You don't do that.
You said you weaken. I thought you
just
said
go. You whisper, would weaken. And then you wave your hand.
Are you just going to go crotch level on this dude?
No, you don't have to be that close.
Would weaken.
You can do it at range.
You
can do it at range. You would normally be back in the corner of the bar, and your clientele would be probably at the bar, right? They just want to socialize and have fun with their girlfriends. Some dude would approach him. He wouldn't leave him alone. They'd look over their shoulder, and they'd give you the signal, and you would weaken.
Now,
and you'd...
No. Is your power focused, or is it just broad and kills all voters?
It's focused. You can direct the weakening forces towards whatever you want.
So it's like Jedi forces you're able to
It's push. A bit like, it's basically the Force if the Force was limited to influencing wood and penises. explicitly only able to interact with those two things. It is identical to the Force.
Instead of Vader's throat choke, you're doing the Force equivalent.
I'm still choking.
I'm just killing dudes' boners.
I'm still killing them. I'm still choking them out.
Oh my god.
I'm still choking them out.
That would be the opposite of... That would make them more,
I disagree. When they're like raring to go, and then they're just like, oh,
it's that cigarette where it just wiggles, and you're just like, it's a worm.
And they go, what's that? Oh, here's another one.
Right.
Okay, so we are familiar with Viagra.
Right.
I don't know much about Viagra. I'm presuming maybe there are some like competitive like products. Are there are there off-brand Viagra?
Yeah, there is.
Well, Viagra could employ you as the boner killer,
right?
To find people who get prescriptions for off-brand Viagra and say, "Hey, dude, off-brand Viagra doesn't really work," and they go, "That's not true." And then they take it, and then you go, "Would weaken?" And it wouldn't work.
Why do I feel like here's the imagine.
You'd reap the rewards.
You got a headset on. You got a nice suit on. You're on a podium. Yeah, and you have a group of men a group of men there sitting there listening to you. You're like, all Viagra knockoffs do not make your dick hard, and that's what I'm seeing you saying it. And basically it says, I want all you gentlemen to take one here, and I'm going to show you that it doesn't work.
Yes.
And let's say half the dudes take it, and the other half of the dudes don't. And every time you say, wait a week, now, do you have this blurt it? Or do you have to basically more or less just say it out loud?
You just got to say it. Like, you can whisper it.
And basically every time, dudes' boners just die on that.
Yeah, you can mutter it under your breath. Would weaken. And then wave your hand. And then the whole crowd goes the opposite of wild.
Now would the crowd catch on? Yeah. The dude's got Jedi boner killer powers, you know?
If they figure it out, they get a golden star.
They get a golden star, but their dick is now dead.
I carry a messenger bag, and I've got a pad of golden star just in case they figure it out. Good job. You figured it out.
Do you just go? You just take a gold star and go boop, and just
put it around the nose. Say you were a winner.
You're a winner. You're a wiener, huh?
You're a wiener.
Oh, that's so fucking.
Double entendre.
Okay. Fair enough. You
boner killer. Wait.
Dom the wood weakener.
Now, I can weaken actual wood. Okay. The only issue is it's kind of like vague exactly to what degree. Am I weakening it to the point where it will immediately collapse? Like look at your
my setup here.
Yeah, your setup here. If I went would weaken, would it immediately collapse, or would it collapse like next week? When is this normally going to collapse? If we left this forever, how long would this take to collapse?
Well, this probably take about 15 years to collapse.
15 years. So maybe it collapses in this. Maybe it collapses in 10 years. I don't really know. I guess you could probably control the degree to which it is weakened. So you could sabotage stuff.
Right.
You could. Oh, that would be kind of cool. You could sabotage stuff.
Well, that makes you a villain. That's not making you
money. Whoa! Villains make money.
Is it like the lame supers just make you villains all of a sudden?
Wait, what? Oh, wait. Did you say you said superpower?
The superpower that basically a lame superpower that makes you money.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, it's still a superpower.
Okay, fair enough. But it seems very villain-esque.
It is.
We didn't say we could be heroes, but I guess you'd be a villain.
It is villainous. It is
that kills boners and sabotages people with product.
You could sabotage stuff. You could sabotage buildings. That would actually be pretty diabolical.
That's pretty fucking evil.
But only wooden ones. But that'd be like houses, really.
So you're like a shitty wood Magneto that also works
wood Magneto. Yes, that is accurate.
Dom is a shitty wood Magneto. I am photoshopping that tonight.
Magneto.
Dom is a shitty one.
You could also sabotage bridges.
Well, they're also steel. Those are steel. Majority of them are steel.
The shitty wood ones, though, you could sabotage.
You're gonna sabotage.
Leave the steel ones to regular Magneto.
Listen, we're calling Woodito.
Shitty wood Magneto. Yes. Magwood. No.
Magwudo.
Wood boy.
Shitty wood Magneto.
Dr.
Is what
Wood.
Dr. But you don't cause it. You kill it.
Wood killer.
Wood killer. Okay, whatever. Dr. Wood is good.
Smoky
No, the shitty wooden Magneto fits so perfect.
Shitty wood Magneto.
Mike is getting something like this too. I'm going to ask him the same question, but my point is I'm going to basically pick my gas is able to produce propane.
When you say your gas, do you mean the gas in your car?
I'm talking when I fart.
When you fart gas,
I produce propane.
So your flatulence is propane.
Hank Hill would say that's propane. I would fart in his face and say that's propane.
So this is both good and bad because propane is odorless, I believe.
It is odorless.
That's good.
That means it's flammable. So basically, if someone lights up, I could die.
That's bad.
But what I could do is I could fart and collect the gas away and siphon it out while I fart. And basically, I collect the gas, right? Yes. And I sell the propane tanks. And it's green energy. So I would get a grant for green energy. Everyone could cook their burgers off my shitty gas.
I don't know if it would work like that. We are going to use the power of science to solve.
Oh my god!
How much flatulence does a human being produce in a day?
Okay,
please
we're going to Google.
Find me the answer. Find me the answer, and we're going to figure out exactly what... I'm going to search the answer to some other questions. We're going to figure out exactly how much of this propane you get to produce and how much money you're making.
How much gas does a person fart?
Oh my god.
In
Just say daily flatulence production or something like that.
I know, I'm going fart. Facts on fart.
Facts on farts.
Oh my god, they have a nuclear disaster on this shitty website.
Everyone, I'm going to tell you right now, Google facts on farts. The first website is...
Where does a fart come from?
Was produced in 1998.
What is a fart made of?
Oh god.
What makes the fart stink?
What is happening?
What makes the fart... No. Oh my god, we're reading this. What makes the
Why do farts make noise? What is happening?
The sounds are produced by the vibrance of an anal opening. The sound depends on the velocity of the explosion of gas and the tightness of the sphincter muscles of the anus. Contrary to popular misconception, fart noise is not generated by the flapping of your ass cheeks. You can see proof of this in a close-up video footage of Cardo Plant's fartum made in a stink.
Oh my god! This is inappropriate.
Why is stinky farts generally warmer and quieter than regular farts? Who the fuck asked these questions? How much gas does a normal person pass per day? Okay, on average, a person produces about a half a liter of fart gas per day. A half liter. Distributed over an average of about 14 daily farts.
14. Okay, was it half a liter?
Half a liter of 14 farts.
Half a liter. Okay. So a 15-pound tank of propane, we're going to say about $20. Okay? Right. So, here's a
It's probably not going to make me very much money.
No, it's not. It's making like actual none. I don't know. Not very much money at all. We'll figure this out at another time, but we'll leave this question open-ended.
Why do farts come out of your ass? Who the hell asked these questions? How long does it take to fart gas to travel to someone else's nose? Oh my god! Is it true that some people never fart? Do even movie stars fart? What the fuck? What? Do men fart more than women?
Whoa! Do even movie stars fart? Hold on,
yes, of
even
course.
Yoda farts. See the Britney Smears music video.
Oh!
Oops, I farted again.
Bruh. Oh my god.
Enough.
We're not talking about shit tails.
Oh god.
Okay. Oh my god. Oh. Okay, I will have one thing, and this may be a lead up to episode 2. Andy, who will be on the show eventually.
He better be.
I hope he is. Before we left, we had a deep discussion about Pokemon, and then it led to how he looked at the back of somebody's truck, and he says he hates truck nuts.
Yes.
You've heard this before.
I have seen truck nuts before.
Okay, have you heard? He says he hates them.
I also do not like them.
Okay, he says, why the fuck would you hang a pair of nuts at the back of your truck? You look like a fucking moron.
That is accurate.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, everybody. Isn't it considered indecent exposure?
You know, sometimes I wonder about that. Like, it's a pair. It's a
scrotum.
It's a scrotum. It's a dirty scrot hanging down.
Yeah.
Okay, and I don't even like seeing.
It's like old man balls because it droops.
Yeah, it's just. I don't know. Sometimes I wonder.
This shit is horrifying if you've been in a locker room.
I'll tell you this right now.
Like, look,
I just think, like, why? Yeah, why would you hang those? Like, it's not okay. First off, it's not. There's so many things you can look at. Is it cute? Obviously not. Is it cool? No. Obviously not. Like, is it funny? Not at all, really. It's kind of like lame. It's, to be brutally honest, it's actually kind of weird. Like, more than anything else, when I see a dude driving around with a big old dangling pair of nuts hanging off his truck, I think it's like fucking weird. I go, that's just weird.
I wonder if it's like his hood ornament is just a dick, you know? Like...
No, that's funny. That's funny. I'll give him a pass.
What did you call it? The dick mobile?
Like big old wiener on the front of your truck. It's like okay, I guess I can understand a large penis on the front of your truck. It's understandable. It's reasonable. But a disgusting pair of hair nuts dangling down, like it's not the funny part. It's the weird, gross part.
No, what if they ever created like an ass cheek, but the ass cheek is open and just pierces into an anus?
What I want is for them to do that, except we can hopefully. Oh my God, that's it. I've got it.
What?
I've got it.
What? What do you have?
A pair of ass cheeks that you can affix to your exhaust pipe.
Oh my God.
And then all the stinky farts of your car get to go through your fake ass cheeks tight sphincter. And as you're driving, the pressure builds up and you just hear the squeaking of the gross fake car farts.
And your car just farts as it drives.
Yes. I like it.
That is by far the most gross, immature, and hilarious and smart idea I've ever heard. That is a good... I don't know why, but I feel like when somebody's driving out here, you know, and then you hear... and you just hear people up.
What you gotta do is it's gotta be done in such a way so that it like builds up over time, so it's only like just like. I would want it so it's like it pulls up and it's sitting there idling at the light, just quiet. You sure? Like a few like maybe 10 seconds pass by and you're sure. And then it drives away. As it's driving away, it's just you sure.
Well, because the exhaust, when it pours out more, it pours out a lot more than that. So you hear...
No, it's got to be... That sounds like a motorcycle. Oh, gross.
Oh, gross. Dude. Like, you can imagine.
Okay, so this is pretty... I like how this is pretty typical, really. We started out talking about stuff, and then by the end, we're talking about dicks and fart jokes.
Yeah. We are immature. The cast. Well, hopefully this is a good episode 1. I think this is gonna be. I don't think little 8-year-old kids can listen to this now.
This episode 1 is really rough. I'll be the first to admit this to anyone listening. No one is probably listening at this point, but if you are that one person,
I guess
it's a little rough around the edges. I guess
you like truck nuts.
It's a little rough around the edges. I won't deny. But you know, we're learning. I've definitely learned some stuff. I'm wearing headphones right now.
Right.
So I'm like tapping the table a lot.
You can hear the tap.
We need to focus on just like being totally in our Zen mode.
Zen. I can't be in Zen because the whole fart lookups, leading to the shitty wooden Magneto that kills dicks,
Yes.
to celebrities fart, to sorry, that kills me. Yes, we are immature, but we like to have humor here. We're all adults at the end of the day. And for me, Relentless James, I think the show is going to be a wonderful, wonderful, beautiful thing.
Relentless James. I want a cool nickname.
You get Shitty Wood Magneto.
Shitty Wood Magneto!
No, he is Dom, the Dominator.
No.
No,
I'll figure it out.
You're the Dom.
All right.
You're the Dom.
I'm the Dom?
You're just the Dom. The Dom.
The
The Dom is like, the mob, the Dom.
Oh, I was thinking of something different.
The Dom?
I was thinking about being the Dom.
What's the Dom?
Oh. Well, we'll talk about that next time, I think.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Relentless James with Dom, and you have been listening to the Kast, spelled with a K, not a C, because some bastard took it.
The Kast with a K.
Well, yeah. Good night, everybody, and we will be to you hopefully by next week. If not, we'll see you down the road.
Eventually.
Later.